Alright, I'm here to talk about my giraffe NPC that I made for Project Dazzle. Alright, first we're going to start off playing and showing what he does. Alright, so here are his debug rays right here to show whether or not he hits the wall or the tree. He can hit the tree and he will turn. Oh, we get to see him turn right now. Here we go. See, he hits it, well, runs out of room at the tree, so then he will turn. So I made a giraffe and a tree that the tree will then be eaten later. And the giraffe starts in the roaming state, so he just roams around the area. And now he's in nap state, so he will eventually, once a certain amount of time has passed, he will stop moving, which he is in nap. And his turn speed and movement. His movement is always 2.5, and his turn speed is always 125. Here I have the tree inside the script. That way the giraffe knows what the tree is. There you saw him turn and go into the eating switch, so he will then instantly turn and look at the tree, and he goes to the tree because he knows that the tree is food. Then it would continue moving. And then once he's gone through the roaming, the nap, and the eating stage, he will then just go to roaming and napping, and it will keep on switching back and forth, resetting the timer. And that is it. I was originally going to make multiple trees to have it keep rotating, but I couldn't figure out how to get them to eat multiple trees. It would always just eat the first tree, and then once it got back to the eat function, it would just stop and it would break the whole thing. So let's go into the code here. Here I have my behavior string, which controls the switch that I have made to switch between roam, eat, and nap. Here I have my turn speed and my movement speed floats. Here I have a random int, which will determine whether the giraffe turns left or right at the start of the play session. I tried to make it to where it would choose, like the random variable would change each time that the giraffe turned, but I couldn't get it to do that. It would always go to choose, and then it would just keep choosing. Like it would just keep switching, so the giraffe would technically just go straight. And then up here I have this int layer mask, which detects everything between 1 and 2. And then here I have it set to where it will not detect 2, so that way it doesn't always detect the giraffe. So I have the entire giraffe set to the layer 2 ignore raycast. Oops. And then here I have a bool for room. So if the giraffe has room or not. If it doesn't have room, it will turn. If it does have room, it will keep on running. And then here I have private transform target, which is for the tree. And under that, I have the public game object tree, which is where you put the tree inside the giraffe script. That is used so the giraffe can detect the tree, so it knows where the tree is and whatnot. Oh, excuse me. Here I have 4 floats. One is time passed, which is 0, which then down here in update constantly updates to the current time of the play session. And then here I have time till eat is 55, so after 55 seconds, the giraffe will eat. After 25 seconds, the giraffe will nap, and after 35 seconds, the giraffe will wake up and just go back to roaming. The 10-second gap between nap and eat is, nap and wake is so that when it goes into nap, at 25 seconds, after 10 seconds, it will wake up and then go into roam. I'll show more of that later. Here is all of my raycasts, my 3 raycasts right here to detect if it has been hit or not. If not, then if it has been hit, then it triggers room to false, which then down here will make it to where the giraffe will turn one way or the other. And if it's not hit here, then it stays at true and it just keeps running. Right here I have the behavior set to roam. So down here in the switch, it sets the off the start it sets the case to roam, so then it just runs around. And then here, to go along with the timer, if time pass is greater than time till nap, which is 25, then it will go into the napping state. So it'll come down here and it's empty because it doesn't do anything. It just stands still. And then if time till pass is greater than time till awake, which is the 10-second interval, so 25 to 35, after 35, it will load roam and it will go back to roam. And then since the timer is still going, it won't trigger this one again, but it will trigger this one. So if time pass is greater than time till eat and the giraffe hasn't eaten yet, then it will go to the eating state. And here I have look at and position. Look at is used to make the giraffe look at the tree, like we saw earlier when it just, once it loaded the eat switch, the giraffe instantly turned to look at the tree. And then this is just to move the giraffe towards the tree. Here's the ray checking to see if it hit the tree or not. And then if it has hit the tree, it will check for the layer 8. And I have the tree set to layer 8 so that it doesn't trigger off of anything else. And if it's hit, then it will destroy the tree and eaten becomes true. Now, once eaten becomes true, it will load this. Time passed is greater than time till eat and eaten. Will then reset the time passed and it will switch the case back to roam. So it will go back to roam and it sets the timer to 0. So then it will trigger this switch again. So once time passed again is greater than time to nap, it will go to nap. But this time when it goes into nap, it will go into nap for 35 seconds and it will go back into roam. But if eaten, so if the giraffe has eaten, then it will reset the timer here. So then it will never go back into the eat switch. That way it doesn't error out the program and it breaks the whole game. I think that is it for the code. Let's look at Trello here. Let's see what time we're at. 7:37. Not too bad. All right. Here I just have my giraffe card, and I have my checklist for my prefab, movement, rotation, raycast, all my 3 functions, and the switch that switches between the functions. Here I have my NPC food, which is my tree. I had the creation of all of the things, and then the prefab, and when the giraffe touches it, it destroys the tree. And then here is my data for the giraffe and the tree. Just talks about what it does, roams, naps, and eats, where it's from, what it looks like, stuff that it eats. And the move speed is fast, it turns quick, how tall it is, again, what it does, or what it's used for, some of the things it like triggers, what it interacts with, just some art. And then here's the tree, basically the same thing. It just stands still, where it's from, what it looks like, stuff like that, and how tall it is. And then here it interacts with the giraffe because the giraffe eats it. Just talks about when the giraffe collides, eats the tree. Some more art. And I believe that is it. I hope you enjoyed. Come back, see the giraffe. Beautiful little giraffe I created. It's even got hair on his neck. Well, that is all. Thank you.